So I was working the other day. I work in a sandwich shop. I know, start making jokes. 4 to 6 days out of the week I make sandwiches. I work with mostly guys. I think I'm 1 out of 3 girls. I like to discuss things about girls and guys. They ask me questions about girls. The majority of my coworkers, male ones, their biggest weaknesses about girls is when they cry. They don't know what to do when girls cry. I don't know, they feel really bad. I decided that I would make this telling you what you can do when a girl cries. First, let me start off by saying some of the reasons why girls cry. I think if you figure out why they're crying, you can figure out how to solve it better. Here are some of the reasons why girls cry. They might think that they're fat. Somebody could have called them fat, said they're too skinny. They called them mean. Somebody said their arms were too big. Be on their period, could have cramps. Just broke up with their boyfriend. Boyfriend cheated on them. Fighting with their friend. They lost their dog. Lost their cat. Lost their fish. Failed a test. To study for a test. They're tired. They're going through menopause. They're sick. They have a stomach ache. Too hot. Too cold. Somebody pushed them. They gained 5 pounds. They gained 3 pounds. Gained 2 pounds. They gained 1 pound. Their favorite ice cream stopped selling. Their show got cancelled. They watched the ending of a Click. Watched A Walk to Remember. Tripped. Fell. I don't know. There are a lot of reasons why girls cry. I'm sorry if that didn't really help you figure out why the girl you're talking to or are friends with is crying. I'm gonna help you. Now, sometimes girls aren't crying, but you can kind of tell that they're about to cry. Either they're not talking or they're just kind of making that face that people make when you can tell that they're about to cry. And somebody will probably hint at you that the girl is probably about to cry. Or you can just tell because you know the story on why she feels like crying. She hasn't cried yet. She's on the verge of tears. First thing that you can do is talk to her. When she's on the verge of crying, you don't want a girl to cry. Do not hug her. That is a sure way to make a girl cry. I don't know why. When you hug somebody when they're on the verge of crying, for some reason this just makes you cry. You just cry on their shoulder. And if you're not comfortable with that person crying on you and getting their tears and possibly all their makeup on you, then don't embrace them. Just walk away. If you know somebody who's closer to them, just tell them to go hug them and let them cry it out. If they are already crying, you need to decide if you want to be that person to comfort them. And I know that sounds really stupid because you'd like to think that everybody wants to comfort somebody who's crying. Sometimes there are cases where you aren't the best person to comfort that person. But if you are in the case where it is a girl that you care about and you want to comfort her, then this is what you need to do. Listen to her, just let her cry it out, and it should be okay. She should be pretty embarrassed because crying is just in general a really embarrassing thing to do. Just need to assure her that it's not embarrassing and it's gonna be okay. And you might feel awkward, but she'll really appreciate it later. The best way to make her stop crying is to make her laugh. But sometimes moments where you shouldn't do this, for instance, something where you know that even if you made her laugh, it wouldn't make her feel better. I'm gonna leave this to you because being the guy that you are, you have your own way of making girls laugh. Whichever way that is, just use that to make her laugh. If you don't have a specific thing that you do to make girls laugh, or you don't have a way to make girls laugh, maybe you're not funny, there is a thing that you can do. When I was younger and I used to cry, mostly because of my older brother, used to do this thing where he would cup his hand. This might look sketchy, so maybe you shouldn't do this if you don't know the girl very well. He would put his hand over my mouth and go like this. He would do that and it would make a really funny noise because I'd be crying and it would just be like, oh. You can try doing that if you don't have your own little thing. Like I said, so don't do that to somebody who you don't know very well, but if it's a close friend or your girlfriend or your sister, then you can just go ahead. It does seem kind of juvenile. It'll make them laugh because it just sounds really funny. Alright, so good luck, and don't put your hand over a girl's mouth unless you know her well. Wash your hands too if you decide to do that. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure my brother never washed his hands.